welcome back to the channel and to this Warhammer 40,000 battle report. Today it's Tyranids versus the forces of the Imperium, Cult Mechanicus, Scutari and Imperial Guard. So on this planet there is a buried hive ship of Hive Fleet Orca. It vanished in the warp a number of years ago and Hive Fleet Orca have been making their way towards it. The planet is thick with biomass, and the Tyranids know that not only can they reawaken the hive ship to bolster the fleet, but they can also devour most of the planet. As you can see, there is ginormous plants, plenty of foliage, and of course lots of human flesh to devour. So I am playing the Tyranids. I am playing against the forces of the Imperium. Phil is using them today. We've got 6 objectives. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6 over here. So the hive ship is actually buried under a city, and this is the outskirts of the city. The city has very high walls due to the nature of the plant life. Maybe some Imperial Guardsmen have been lost in the forests. Who's devoured them? Has it been the Tyranids? Or has it been the plant life? We do not know. So, as it stands, we don't know who is going first. The mission is escalation, where we start with 1 objective card and slowly count up to 6. So, like I said, we don't know who's going on what side. Let's take a look at the armies. Right, so here we go guys, 4,000 points on the button of Tyranids. So I've got 2 combined arms detachments and a formation. The formation I'm trying out today is the Sky Tyrant formation. That's 2 units of 10 gargoyles with a Hive Tyrant with wings. He is not equipped as seen. He's going to have a heavy venom cannon and he's going to have electric shock grubs. And he's also taking 2 artifacts. We've double checked the wording and he can take both the Yamargal Factor and the Reaper of Obliterex. The Yamargal Factor does not replace a set of Scythe and Talons, so he can potentially be swinging at strength 8, which is fantastic, especially with this whole host of bodyguard gargoyles. He is going to be the Warlord. His Warlord trait from the Leviathan Force Org chart is Feel No Pain once he's taken a wound. Not the best, but extra survivability, I suppose. His psychic powers were the Horror and Psychic Scream. Scream will be useful because he will be up there. The Horror, not so much. Alright, so this is the first of the combined arms detachments. The Flying Hive Tyrant there is going to be running Wizzywig. He has 2 Twin Link Devours of Brainleech Worms, Wings and Electric Shock Grubs. His psychic powers were Paroxysm and Psychic Scream, so both of them very handy indeed, considering he's going to be running up the field. For heavy support, we have 2 Carnifexes, both with Twin Link Devourers and Brainleech Worms, and I'm bringing the Tyrannifex with, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the Flamer, not the Rupture Cannon. For elites, we've got a unit of 3 Hive Guard. They are going to be running shock cannons, not impaler cannons for once. The strength 8 AP4 will be handy, but I'd rather have the Haywire. We've then got a unit of 3 Zoanthropes with a Neurothrop in there. Their psychic powers are Catalyst, of course Warp Blast, and Spirit Leech whilst the Neurothrop is alive. We've then also got a Malanthrop. For troops, we've got the Tervagon. She's took the Miasma Cannon, and she has took Desiccator Larvae, and then we've got a unit of 30 Gaunts, all with just flesh borers. The Tervagon's psychic power was Psychic Scream. Not helpful in the backfield, but it's there as a backup, I suppose. We've then got the Spawn of Cryptus formation for the other troops' choice in this list. He has the Horror as his psychic power. For fast attack in the unit, in the Force Org even, we've got the Hive Crone. No upgrades on the Hive Crone. and we have the Demon Karen, and then a unit of 3 Raveners, all armed with rending claws. The second Force Org chart, we have the Swarm Lord with 3 Tyrant Guard. The Tyrant Guard are all equipped with Lash Whip and Bone Swords. The Swarm Lord's sighted powers were Catalyst, Onslaught and Paroxysm. Couldn't really ask for much better sighted powers from him. The heavy support slot is a Trigon Prime there. The Trigon Prime is armed with a Norn Crown and the Toxicrene there as well. 2 single Venom Thropes for the elite slot, and then for troops we've got a unit of 5 warriors. We have a Venom Cannon in there. 2 of them are armed with Lash Whip and Bone Swords. The rest of them have Devourers and Rending Claws. We've then got 2 units of 10 Hormigants, and both of them have the Toxin Sack upgrades on them. So there we go, that is 4,000 points of Tyranids on the button. The only painted model I haven't brought is a single warrior. So it's going to be nasty, it's going to be brutal, there's going to be a lot of casualties. Let's have a look at Phil's Imperial Force.
Okay, so this is my force. So I brought the first force I'm going to show you is my guard. So I brought Pask, Inner Punisher, Commonetin, Hull-mounted Las Cannon and side-sponsored Heavy Bolters. He brought a Demolisher with Las Cannon, side-sponsored Multi-Melters and Commonetin. For troops, we've got 2 squads of veterans with plasma guns, Vox casters and 2 Las Cannons. Heavy weapon squad of 4 Las Cannons, an ADL, a Chimera with Commonetin, a Manticore with Commonetin, and a Vendetta with 3 twin Las Cannons. We've got my Inquisitor Courtiers. Down there you got Perfect Timing and Misfortune, along with Prescience as their Primaris. And I've also got a Vindicator. Then go into an actual separate detachment of Skitarii. One squad has 2 Plasma Omnispecs, the other squad has 1 Plasma and an Omnispecs. And then we have a Onega with the Icarus Array and Cognis Manipulator. But then move on to the actual war convocation. So we start with the Skitarii. We've got 10 Vanguard, 2 with Plasma with Omnispecs, a Phosphor Blast Pistol, a Power Sword and a Refractor Field. Then we have the Rangers, 2 Arc, 1 Transonic Arquebus with an Omnispecs, and the Ranger leader is equipped the exact same as the Vanguard leader. We have 2 Dragoons with Lancers and Phosphor Blasters. We've got some Rust Stalkers. They have the Chode Claws and Blades with a Prehensile Data Spike, and the leader has the Mask of the Omnissiah. We have Infiltrators with their Fletcher Blasters and Taser Gourds. Then we have a squad of Onegas with Cognis Manipulators, 2 Stubbers, and then the Neutron Lasers as well. We then go into the Cult Mechanicus. We have the Dominus with the Eradication Array, the Phosphor Blaster, and then he got a relic that allows him and his unit, it will not die. He'll be joining with the unit of Grav Destroyers. They also have the Phosphor Blasters. We have 3 Breachers with Torsion Cannons. We have the Castellan Maniple. They have Caraspus mounted Phosphor Blasters and twin linked Phosphor Blasters. The Datasmith has a Refractor Field, and he has the relic that gives him and his unit Cognis. We then have the Knights. We have a Crusader with a Battle Cannon and the Strength 8 AP3 missiles on top. And we also have an Errant with Auto Cannons on top, and that is my army. For my Warlord trait, my Dominus has get to reroll his Feel No Pains.
Right, so welcome back after deployment. Phil won the roll-off and he's deployed first. We've also done the infiltration and scout moves. So all of these guys have already pushed forward, the Vanguard and the Onagas. And he's got a veteran squad, 1 squad of Skitarii, both of his tanks. Rangers hanging back, and the Errant. We've got the Dragoons, Breachers, and another squad of Skitari there. We've then got the Castellans and the Skyfire Dunecrawler. We've got a Vindicare hiding down there. We've then got the Crusader Dominus with the Destroyers. The Wyvern? Manticore. You'd think I'd know after playing so much Guard recently. The Heavy Weapons team, we've got the Rust Stalkers and the Infiltrators pushed forward. Where's Courtiers?
He's right there with the weapons team.
Indeed he is, behind the ADL.
He's invisible!
So, my counter deployment. It's literally taken me about 45 minutes to set up. We've got the Hive Guard and the Warriors there, screened by the Termagants with the Venom Throw up here. Out of sight, we've got the Tervagon. I've then deployed the Hive Crone. He is going to be getting cover saves thanks to the Venom Throw up. We've got the Tyrannifex and the Zone Throw ups there. The Zone Throw ups have a 3-up invuln, so the Carnifex are behind. The Swarm Lord has Onslaught. That's why he's near the Carnifexes. We've got a unit of Hormagaunts next to them. We've got the other Hive Tyrant. What have we got there? We've got the other squad of Hormagaunts. We've then got all the Gargoyles over that way with the Hive Tyrant in the middle. From the Sky Tyrant formation, he's just within 8 inches of the Swarm Lord. So, give him Furious Charge, he could be potentially striking at strength 9 on one turn. We've then got the Malanthrope, the Toxicrene, and the Dimakaran. Where's the other Venomthrope? There he is. We've then infiltrated the Gene Stealers here as well. Because they are Spawn Cryptus, they do have stealth, plus Shrouded thanks to the Venomthrope. So yeah, Phil is going first. I am going to attempt to seize, however if I do seize, Phil can force me to re-roll due to Courtiers. So, let's see if I seize. No. Oh well. Yeah, let's splat some bugs then. Right, so, Phil's first card, Hold the Line. Wonder if he's going to get that. Canticles, he's used Benediction of the Omniscience, and because he has an 8+ unit, he gets to reroll all shooting attacks. He hasn't used any Doctrine Imperatives though. Right, so over this side we've got the Onagas and the Vanguard pushing forward, looking to probably start eating away at this flank. The Guard just spinning round slightly as well. Down here, the tank, the Demolishing one, is moving forward with the Rangers. Vanguard even. These Vanguard have moved up the tree trunk. The Breach is just swiveling forward, ready to start eating away at the monsters coming straight from the Dragoons. Looking to start moving forward, potentially get turn 2 charge. Phil has held them back slightly because he doesn't want to be charged himself. Right, on this flank, the Infiltrators and the Rust Stalkers pushing forward, potentially, I don't know, maybe start eating at the Gargoyles, who knows. Psychic Phase, Courtiers, where's he at?
He's right there.
Down here, try to cast Ignores Cover.
Yep.
Perfect timing on the Grav. Phil did get it off twice, he rolled a 4, so he had 6 dice, he got it off twice, and with my 15 dice, I only rolled 2 6s, so I did manage to stop it thankfully, but he needs to go. So let's have a look at the shooting. These guys with the Cancer Carbines down here. Yep, elected to shoot at the Warriors, and as you can see I've actually lost 3 of them. -1 cover save, and despite having 3 wounds apiece, unfortunately my Forps weren't too great. However, the neutron lasers and all of the heavy stubbers failed to do any damage at all, so only this warrior is on 2 wounds. These 2 are on full still. Oh yeah, there's 3 alive. So yeah. And the heavy stubbers as well.
There's just so many of them you can't count.
No, it's because they're all the same. It's so hard to tell them apart. I did lose 4 gaunts due to the ranges over there, but me 3 up cover saves from the neutron lasers, the heavy stubbers, and even the multi-laser on the Chimera down there. I lost 4 gaunts and 2 warriors on this flank. Right, so down here the Demolisher Cannon went for the Zoanthropes. Phil, being a NID player, knows what to take apart first. And the Demolisher Cannon scattered, thankfully. I lost a Zoanthrope and a single wound on the lead guy there due to the Gatling Punisher.
Yeah.
And then the Transonic Arquebus, which you can see just through the ruins there, through the trees, managed to get a precision shot, and Phil went for the Neurothrope. And then the Knight took aim as well, but unfortunately wasn't quite within range, so he had to target the front of the Tyrannifex. He did get a direct hit which would cover the Zoanthrope. The Zoanthrope passed his invuln, and the thermal cannon failed to wound the Tyrannifex. So lots and lots of damage coming in from this side here. The Phosphor Serpenter.
Fired at the Zoanthropes.
It is a Phosphor Serpenter.
Yeah, it is the Phosphor Serpenter.
I will get used to them. Yep, fired at the Zoanthropes and didn't do any damage either. So let's have a look and see what the rest of the army is going to do. 4,000 points, there's a lot to keep track of, there's a lot of rules. Let's see what the brutality is going to hold on this flank. Right, so down here the Onaga elected to shoot up at me Hive Crone as it had strength 5 ignores cover. I elected to Jink, and I did get a 2 up cover due to intervening models, plus 2 up Jink due to 4+ and Shrouded. And unfortunately I lost 2 wounds off the Hive Crone. As you can see, the Tyrannifex is no more. Phil has scored first blood. Down here, the Knight was the one that finished it off, but it was the breaches with the torsion cannons. 2 wounds got through the cover saves, and Phil rolled a 6 and a 3, doing 5 wounds, and then one of the Wrens on the Gatling cannon from the other Knight went through, unfortunately. Down here, we've lost a few gargoyles to the rapid fire battle cannon, and the Demakaran has took wounds from the Phosphor Serpenters, from Phosphor Serpenter, Heavy Phosphor Blaster, from the Castellan over there. Nice 3 up cover save, but unfortunately one of them went through. No! No! That's me saves against the Grav Cannons on the Demakaran.
Holy shit!
Oh man, even if you had
that is mental.
3 up save, right? Is this payback for when you used my Tyranids before?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Those Necrons.
Oh shit!
Holy crap!
There's what's that, like 400 points of models gone?
Fuck.
Yeah,
Destroyers.
So yeah, the Manticore did this. Bye bye to all the Hormigans, a wound on the Flying Hive Tyrant, and 5 gargoyles gone. And of course, the Demakaran gone as well. Ouch. Yeah.
That was brutal.
brutal stuff. So, the Tyranid forces have already taken heavy casualties, and Phil scores hold the line. Let's move on to Tyranids, turn 1. So Tyranids turn 1, and look at what card I draw. Yeah. Right, so movement phase, the Warriors and the Hive Guard have pushed forward, as have the Termagants. The Tervigon swarming around them. She has spawned 7, but unfortunately she's doubled out already. So the Gaunt, the Tervigon and the Venom Throat back here are going to be the ones that grant me hold the line. The Hive Guard are coming forward. We're looking to get some tasty hits in on the Onagas. Maybe the Blast will scatter and kill 1 or 2 of the Vanguard. The Warriors aren't going to be within range, but the Venom Cannon hopefully can do some damage as well and maybe get a turn 2 charge if they survive. Let's see. Down this way, the Hive Tyrant has gone up into flying mode. The Hive Crone, because I know he's probably going to die due to that horrible thing, He's going to Vector Strike these two and hopefully do some damage to them. Meanwhile, the Hive Tyrant, I want to try and do some damage to the breaches. I don't like them torsion cannons, Phil. I don't like them at all. Both the Carnifexes have moved forward. One of them is just out of range of these guys. I'm hoping that we can at least take them down between the Vector Strikes and the Devourers. The zone throw-ups, the plan is Spirit Leech these guys to then Warp Lance through the front armour of the Lehman Russ. These guys here, the Raveners, are looking probably, I'll multi-charge these. I'll probably die, but at least I can take out hopefully quite a few of them from either unit. I don't really want to charge the Gargoyles. I might, I don't know. It means I can consolidate really close to Phil's line if I do. If I get stuck in combat, then at least he can't shoot us. So that's a decision that needs to be made. The Malanthrope is hanging back for the moment, as is the Toxicrene. I say hanging back, they have pushed forward as far as they can, as well as the Swarmlord and the Tyrant Guard. I think I'm probably going to grant him the preferred enemy, as I really want rid of them torsion cannons. Right, so the Vector Strike, we managed to actually blow up one of the Dragoons. Phenomenal stuff. Meanwhile, this guy cast Paroxysm on the Knight, and he's -3 ballistic skill. Fantastic. I then tried to cast Feel No Pain Catalyst from the Swarmlord on here as well. Unfortunately, I did get it off, but I did peril, and the Swarmlord has taken a wound, and I lost 1 warp charge, which meant that when these guys shot Spirit Leech, I only got it off once on the last of me dice at these. But unfortunately, I rolled a 9 on 3 dice, so no wounds were dished out. I was then hoping to lance them, but I purely just didn't have enough warp charge left. So let's move on to the shooting phase. Right, so the Onagas down here have taken casualties from the Hive Guard looking through over there. I did get a direct hit and then 1 scattered, only hitting 1 of them, and I managed to get a pen and 2 glances and Phil passed 2 of his 5+ invuns due to 2 models being in the unit. The Vanguard unfortunately went down to the Venom Cannon, Devourer Fire. One of the Shock Cannons actually blasted a few of them as well, and then the Miasma Cannon from the Tervagon managed to blow the last one of them off. The Gaunts in turn have all ran in front of the Warriors, swarming around them, giving them that all-important cover save. Meanwhile, down this side, the Hive Tyrant had preferred enemy thanks to the Swarmlord, and we managed to kill 2 of the breaches and put that one on 1 wound. Unfortunately, he has passed his morale. As you saw, the Hive Crone managed to blow up 1 of the Onagas Dragoons, and as a result, the Carnifex between them managed to get rid of the other one. It did take both of them, Phil passing a lot of his 5-up cover saves. The Hive Crone, we managed to get a hit with a Tentaclid on the Onaga, but Phil passed his cover save with that. Down this side, the Swarmlord has ran forward. Meanwhile, the Venom Cannon from the Hive Tyrant managed to kill 3 of the infiltrators, and as you can see, they've ran back 3 inches. The Rust Stalker's still there though, so the plan is to hopefully get the Raveners in and get rid of them, see if we can get the Malanthrope across as well, and all of these Gargoyles will be charging. They will be the primary, and then the multi-charge will be across there, and hopefully I can consolidate into Phil's lines. Let's see what happens in the assault phase. Right, so combat's over here. Brutal stuff. The Raveners charged in at the Rust Stalkers, the Malanthrope made it in, the Hive Tyrant and the Gargoyles charged the Infiltrators and multi-charged the Rust Stalkers as well. Yeah, so basically being at -1 initiative and due to multi-charging I didn't get the extra attack, so I used the Imago factor to give me the extra attack, and I managed to actually cut down 3 of the Rust Stalkers. The Gargoyles were cut down before they even got to swing due to being initiative 2. The Rust Stalkers, however, took 12 wounds from the Raveners, and Phil had an insane roll where he passed all of his saves and failed no pains. The Malanthrope did challenge the Princeps, but unfortunately no wounds were dealt out. However, 1 wound was dealt on the Hive Tyrant. It's good because now he's got Feel No Pain for his Warlord trait. So yeah, pretty damn eventful. I only score Hold the Line, so as it stands the score is 1 to Phil's 2. Right, so Imperium turn 2. Phil has drew Reclaim Lost Knowledge. He has to claim back an objective that I hold, so it's going to be difficult for him to get them, possibly. Ascendancy, well, he's got 3, regardless, for the ones in his deployment zone. For Canticles and Doctrines, Canticles he's reusing reroll to hits. Is that Benediction of the Omniscience?
Yes, it is.
And then both Skitarii units are using Protector, which is +1 ballistic skill, so he's now hitting on 3s, re-rolling. 2's re-rolling.
Yeah.
Ouch. Alright, so in the psychic phase, Phil elected to try and put Ignores cover on these guys. He got it off once, and I managed to chuck, how many dice? 16?
Yeah.
Yeah, rolled 4 6s, so that was stopped. Shooting phase has been incredibly eventful. We haven't done it all yet, but starting at this side, the Anagas with the neutron lasers and the heavy stubbers managed to kill another warrior and put a wound on 1. The Chimera managed to actually put a single wound on the Venom Thrope down there. Across this side, we did lose...
there was 1 wound on them from these guys.
Oh yeah, on the warriors here. This lead warrior's down to 1 wound as well, due to the Skitarii Vanguard under there. This side, the Hive Tyrant is down to 2 wounds, despite taking fire from the Vendetta. Both of the cannons there.
Yeah, everything fired into him and only the Punisher did a wound.
Yeah, so he's going to need a grounding test, but at the minute he's on 2 wounds. The Vanguard here, and the Rangers back there, as well as the autocannon, managed to bring down the Hive Crone, despite him actually passing quite a lot of his jinx. Phil also lost one of the plasmas due to Gets Hot, as they don't ignore the Gets Hot rule as they're not part of the formation. The Skyfire Onager managed to do actually a single wound to the Hive Tyrant as well, and the Torsion Cannon managed to kill the lead Zoanthrope down there. The Castellan managed to actually bring down the Carnifex that was here, down to 1 wound, and in the end it was the missile launcher from the Knight with a -1 cover save that brought him down. The Gatling Cannon also shot in at the Hive Tyrant from the Knight here as well. Unfortunately, Phil still didn't bring him to the ground yet. He might die though, we'll have to see. Right, so in the rest of the shooting phase, the Battle Cannon from the Knight has managed to kill 5 of the Hormigans. Down here, the Swarm Lord lost 2 of his bodyguard to the Grav Cannons from the Destroyers, and the Toxicrene took a wound from the Vindicare. In combat down here, the Hive Tyrant, I elected to give him a 2+ armor save while he was in combat, and the Malanthrope challenged again, but unfortunately didn't manage to tie the Princeps up. Thankfully, between the Hive Tyrant and the Raveners and the Malanthrope, we managed to cut them down and consolidate forwards. Hopefully we can start running along this back line. We'll have to see what damage we can actually get done. Right, so Phil did score 1 point for Ascendancy and he's discarded the other one. Meanwhile, I've drew Secure Objective 1 and no prisoners. Right, here we go. So up this side, the Gaunts have only getting a 2-inch move through cover. We managed to get the Hive Guard and the Warriors a little bit further forward. Hopefully do some damage to them Onagas. I don't like them at all. The Gaunt and the Tervagon will be shooting at these guys here, see if they can take them out. If they don't, these guys are going to be charging in as well. The Gene Stealers, the Carnifex, the Venom Thrope and Zoanthrope are all pushing up the centre. Hopefully we can get the Gene Stealers in at them. and the Zoanthrope might do something in the psychic phase this time. Carnifex is going to be trying to take out the final breacher there. Meanwhile, the Hive Tyrant has vector struck the Vendetta. Hopefully we'll be able to take that down. The Toxicrene, the Swarm Lord, and the Malanthrope moving forwards here. I'm hoping to get the Swarm Lord in, maybe against the Vindicator. I don't know. It's a long charge to the Knight, but this guy will be going at the Knight, and he will be going at strength 9. The Raveners, meanwhile... What?
Help!
Yeah. You're probably going to kill him back, but you never know. We'll have to see. At least he hasn't got a D sword, but he is strength 10. The Raveners will be charging in against the Grav destroyers down there. So, it's fallen apart for the Tyranid assault. We've taken heavy casualties. It's all about doing damage now. Let's see what we can do in the psychic and shooting phase. Alright, so the Vector Strike failed to do any damage. We then shot the Hive Tyrant in at these guys, and unfortunately he didn't get any hits at all. He let out a massive Psychic Scream in the psychic phase, and unfortunately I rolled quite low to damage them, as well as the yellow ones here. The yellow ones took fire from all of the Gaunts, the Miasma Cannon, and the Warriors, and unfortunately only one of them survives. He does need leadership.
Hit. I'm fine.
And he's good. These guys here, we managed to get 2 direct hits with the shock cannons from the Hive Guard, and Phil managed to pass 2 of his Invons. So the lead one is down to 1. It would have been destroyed, but he rolled his It Will Not Die last turn and actually got it back. This guy here also let out a massive Psychic Scream. Unfortunately didn't do any damage to these. The Castellan, or
the Vindicator.
Oh yeah, the Vindicator as well. Again, no damage at all. Dished out. As a result, the Swarm Lord also cast Feel No Pain on the guys there, and they're going to get a cover save going over the Aegis, as well as Feel No Pain, so hopefully we can make it in to these guys and do some damage. This guy is going to be having +1 strength from his Margle factor to hopefully take on the Knight. It's a long charge indeed, but the Swarm Lord is going for the Vindicator. What a combat phase indeed. The Raveners charged in over the top of the Aegis, and unfortunately didn't do any damage. Phil elected to take everything on the 2-up armor save of the Dominus. My strength 9 Hive Tyrant got 3 hits and 3 pens on the Knight, but no explosions. And despite only getting 2 hits back, I failed both my Feel No Pains. That is why I needed some of the gargoyles to survive, as I reckon 2 turns of that might have been pretty brutal. Meanwhile, the Swarm Lord managed to cut down the Vindicator, so the Vindicator does score me 1 point towards no prisoners. In the shooting phase, the Carnifex did kill the breacher that was there, so that gives me 2 points. The Gene Stealers here made a long 10-inch charge into the Rangers Vanguard even, and managed to actually oversweep them as I killed 2 of them in the combat phase, and they've just come hurtling back. Down this side, the canopy of the flowers, there was a lone Vanguard there. The Termagants charged and unfortunately didn't make it, however the Homagants with Fleet did. So that actually got me 4 units towards no prisoners. So I do score objective 1 plus D3 for no prisoners for 3 points, so that puts me at 5 to Phil's 3. Right, so Imperial turn 3, Phil has drew secure objective 4, which he's sat on. Domination, going to be hard for him to get. And secure objective 2, which is on my side of the board. He has used Chant of the Remorseless Fist, which allows him to reroll hits in combat.
Yep.
And he's used...
I reused the +1 to skill to all my Skitarii.
No problem, so they're still hitting on 2s. This is going to be a brutal turn. It's going to be make or break for the Tyranids. Right, so the Onagers and the Chimera have moved forward, looking to probably start eating into the horde of Gaunts, Warriors and Guard at this side. Meanwhile, the Rangers and both tanks are probably going to be aiming at the Hive Tyrant, as well as this guy. He is going to be one tough cookie. yeah, I'm expecting to lose my Hive Tyrant. The Gene Stealers that won the combat consolidating back, and they're going to there. If they survive long enough, they'll be coming after these guys. The Knight Errant pushing forward, probably looking to slap the D-sword straight in the Hive Tyrant's face. This guy's staying still where he is, and Courtiers turning sideways, looking to just probably help out the Dominus with the Raveners. This guy in the psychic phase, the Crusader, has had prescience.
Ignores cover, perfect timing.
Perfect timing. I'm guessing he's going to be going straight in at the Hive Tyrant there. We'll have to see what damage Phil is going to do in his shooting phase, but it's not looking good for the Tyranids. Right, so good turn of shooting for Phil. Not so much over this side though. The Chimera managed to take out the Venomthrope, and as a result, the neutron lasers only managed to kill one of the warriors. I actually passed a few of my 5-up covers from those guys. Down here, the Gene Stealers took 2 wounds from the last cannons here, but I passed both of my 6-up cover saves.
Spawn of syphilis!
Yeah, stealth all the way. Meanwhile, down here, the Swarm Lord is down to 1 wound. That was due to the ignores cover from him, and that Gatling cannon, yeah, that was a nasty piece of work indeed. The heavy stubber and the missile launcher also went in, as well as the battle cannon. The battle cannon only actually managed to do 1 wound to the Toxicrene because it scattered that way, and then it scattered sideways onto Phil and actually did a whole point of damage to this as well. The Melter, the thermal cannon, managed to double out the Zoanthrope and the Venomthrope. The Hive Tyrant is gone. That's due to the Onaga at this side, as well as the snap shooting from the 2 tanks. These 5 rangers on this side managed to kill the 5 Hormigans that were there. Meanwhile, the Castellans shot through here and managed to take another wound off the Toxicrene. So the Toxicrene is on a 2 wounds. So it's going to be nasty. I'm going to expect to probably lose these, Swarm Lord, and who knows what else. So in the assault phase, Courtiers charged in and absolutely smashed one of the Raveners to bits. Meanwhile, the Dominus got a single wound on this one. The Knight here tried to charge at the Swarm Lord, but unfortunately he doesn't get, he loses the -2 cover, I believe, and he didn't make it. This guy did make it in though, it's just we haven't placed him there due to the scenery. The Swarm Lord managed to get a single glance in with Smash, and in turn, bearing in mind the Knight hits him back on a 5 due to the Swarm Lord being weapon skill 9, only got a single hit, and then Phil rolled a 1. Stomp didn't do anything either. He did get a wound, but I managed to pass me 3-up armor save. So that is it. Let's have a look at Phil's cards. Right, so Phil doesn't score objective 4, and just to note as well, the Knights did get to re-roll his attacks in combat due to Canicles of the Omnissiah, and that was what granted Phil the 1 hit. He has elected to discard Domination though. Right, so I've drew secure objective 5, 1 and 4, and I think I might be able to get them. So the Gaunts have pulled back to objective 1, while the Gaunts and the Turvagon have swarmed forward, as has the Warrior and the Hive Guard. Hopefully we can get rid of these 3 things there. Yet again, Phil got another hull point back on one of them, so that's every turn he's getting a hull point back.
Yeah, by the Cognitive Manipulators.
Yeah. The Gaunts can see a couple of them, thinking about shooting 1 or 2 of them just to bring down the firepower that's going to be coming in to the Overwatch. The Gene Stealers are going to be charging, they'll have a 4-up cover save going in. Stealth.
Omni specs.
5-up cover save.
Touche.
Indeed, touche. The Carnifex, I really needed to charge the Carnifex over here at this guy, but I've elected to come back for the Vendetta. It's not going to come down into hover mode very often, and I need to get rid of it. But as a result, I thought I'm better off having 3 monstrous creatures come in and try and smash it. Yeah, definitely needed that. I was debating whether on chucking the Toxicrene over this way into this combat to tie Courtiers up a bit longer. I'm praying that 5 wounds is enough to hang me out over there. So it's make or break this turn. If these combats go wrong, then I reckon that's going to be game almost. Let's move into Psychic and Shooting phase and see what damage, if any, we can do. Right, so in the Psychic phase, the Swarm Lord has cast Catalyst on the Raveners, so they've got Feel No Pain. I need to keep them in there for just one more turn. He also cast Paroxysm on this knight, and we managed to drop his ballistic skill again by 3. So that was phenomenal. Down here, I also tried to cast the Horror on the Vanguard so that they couldn't fire Overwatch, but unfortunately I didn't get it off. So let's move on to shooting. So the combat phase, as expected, the Gene Stealers managed to mow down the Rangers at that side. There was only the Alpha left. He accepted a challenge from the Broodlord, but unfortunately he was ran down. Carnifex managed to get a glance with his Hammer of Wrath, and of course managed to blow up the Vendetta on this side. Unfortunately he doesn't get to consolidate back, and I think that's maybe been my mistake now, because Swarm Lord is gone, as is the Malanthrope. With re-rolling hits, Phil managed to get 2 hits in on the Swarm Lord, rolled a 6, so then the next one would have spilled over onto the Malanthrope. Phil rolled a 5, so that was D3 wounds, and then rolled a 6. And unfortunately I only had 3 wounds left, as I didn't get my wound back with regeneration. So the Toxicrene ties him up in combat. The Swarm Lord did manage to get another whole point through, but unfortunately I didn't get another Exploder result, so the Carnifex is going to have to kill him this turn. I've got no choice about it if he survives the swing, because he will be going after. So I do score objective 5 down here with the Gene Stealers. I do score objective 1 down here. Puts me at 7 to Phil's 4? 3. So despite the Tyranids taking heavy casualties, we are leading. Right, so down here, the shock cannons managed to get a hit in on the Onaga, but Phil passed his invuln yet again. One of them scattered back and killed 2 of the guardsmen, and the warriors charged in and managed to get 2 glances on the rear armour of the Chimera here. Right, so Phil has drew secure objective 4, secure 2. 4 he's already on top of, so he's probably going to get that. 2 he's going to have to move into the middle of the board. 6 he's already on. Witch Hunter, Killer Psyker. For Canticles of the Omnissiah, he's using Litany of the Electromancer, and he's on the middle one, which means I take a strength 4 AP dash hit for each model that is in combat with him. Right, so these guardsmen here are going to secure Phil objective 6. The tanks at this side and the Onaga looking to take out the Gene Stealers here to get Phil Witch Hunter. The Castellans have moved up to here. They've got a number of targets that can probably go for the Carnifex, or potentially assist with reducing the cover save of the Gene Stealers. This knight got a 12-inch move through cover, and he's been prescienced, so he's probably going to go for either the Carnifex or potentially start eating at the gaunts on this side. Meanwhile, these guys, they've already done the run move. They are going to secure Phil objective 4, as they do have objective secured, and I reckon he's probably going to take that Ravener out as well. So it's looking grim for the Tyranids. Phil's going to have to spread his firepower a little bit, but I'm fairly confident we're not going to have much left. Right, so the shooting phase has been absolutely brutal by the forces of the Imperial. They are driving the Tyranids back. The warrior was shot down by the multi-laser, and the Hive Guard were blasted apart by the neutron lasers. There was one left at the back on a single wound, and it was actually the guardsman with the las gun that actually brought him down. The las cannon and plasma gun, unfortunately, not hitting. Down here, the Gene Stealers have been splattered all over the forest. Fire from the Onaga, despite it having Skyfire, and all of the tanks here unloaded everything, blasting apart the trees, and nothing has come crawling out. Meanwhile, the final shooting from the heavy phosphor blasters, despite going through the knight, brought the Carnifex to the ground, and as a result the knight has ran forward enough to secure fill objective 2. Right, so as expected in combat, the knight here smashed the Toxicrene apart on 2 wounds. The D-sword only did 1, and then the stomp managed to get rid of the Toxicrene. Down here, it was actually the additional hits due to the Canticles of the Omnissiah that took down the Ravener despite the feel no pain. So yeah, that was brutal stuff. So Phil scores objective 4, he scores objective 2, he scored Witch Hunter killing the Broodlord, and he scores objective 6 putting him at 7 points.
7-7.
Yeah, and I've only got some Gaunts and a Tervagon left, which isn't a lot. So let's have yep, pretty much it is a turn. Sorry, the score is 7-7, so let's have a look at what my cards would be. Right, so these are the cards that I would get going into my turn. Is it 4?
4, yeah.
4, yeah. Secure objective 6, there's no way I can get there. Scour the Skies, well, I've already killed his flyer. Secure 1, I would score. Secure 2, right in the middle of the board, never going to get to it. So that would only guarantee me 1 point. Phil, what cards would you have gotten on turn 4?
Hungry for Glory. That's not possible because you got no characters left. Secure objective 1. Not possible, you got too many troops. Secure objective 5, which would get me 1 point because it's right there next to my Onega.
Yeah.
Blooding Guts.
Kill something in South Asia, could wipe the Gaunts out.
That could happen.
And
Scour the Skies, which I wouldn't be able to get because I've killed all your flyers. So it really relies on if I get Blood and Guts. Well, it would be a tie.
But when you consider the firepower that were coming from the 2 knights, literally all of that over there probably wouldn't survive at all. So it's definitely been an interesting game. I think you getting first turn.
Yeah, that changed a lot, depending on who got first turn.
Killing the Demakarin and the Tyrannifex. The Tervagon mishappen.
Yeah, Trigon you mean.
Trigon, yeah, like straight away there's what, 700 points just gone. So yeah, that was brutal stuff. It's still interesting playing against the Mechanicum. I liked Phil's idea of sticking him with the destroyers. It meant that they weren't going to go down to AP4 fire.
But the breaches did fall quite quickly as well, so...
But come on, you had a Flying Hive Tyrant facing them.
Yeah.
Then 2 Carnifexes.
Yeah.
So, although they went down...
I mean, I never got to test the Cognus on them, but I'm pretty sure it would do well anyway.
Yeah.
But, so I think definitely having this... I never got a Tuesday when I died, never got to see that in play on them in play. Or the Cognus on either one of them in play, so it's... Yeah. Really, the relics didn't really come into play at all. Well, apart from the mask over here.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think that was the big mistake. I tried the Sky Tyrant because I think against knights it's going to be quite good because obviously you've got that many wounds to absorb that D-sword. It would have been good, and I think when I was in the centre here, I shouldn't have gone for the Rustalkers and the Infiltrators. They made mincemeat out of the gargoyles that were left. I think if I had first turn and getting to there by turn 2, I hopefully would have been able to possibly charge. If not, definitely turn 3. But I think the fact that I actually managed to get 4 hull points off this knight and 3 off that one without the Demakarin was pretty handy indeed.
Yeah.
So that is the end of the game. Obviously the Imperial forces have drove the Tyranid onslaught back. So while this fight has been ongoing, the Swarmlord had one plan. Get within range and synapse of the hive ship that was buried in the nearby city. It's awoken, and there is Tyranids flying everywhere, running around, eating humans all over the place, and the Adeptus Astais have been dispatched. Small task force from a number of chapters that are in the vicinity have been dispatched to take on the Tyranid forces as they swarm around the city. So stay tuned for the next battle report, where we will have Space Marines versus Tyranids.